Well, here we are. As promised from my last video, it arrived today. Yep. From Walt Disney Studios, the Black Hole Maximillian. Yep. Cross another one off my grail list. This kit was in the top 5. Actually, he's probably top 3. He was up in the top 3. He didn't have the number 1 spot, but he was definitely in the top 3. I've wanted him for a long time. The Black Hole was probably the first sci-fi movie I'd ever seen as a kid. You know, back in '79. I actually think it might have been actually at a drive-in theater that I went to, and saw the movie with my parents, of course. It was the coolest thing, I thought. I just loved it. Of course, today I've watched it, and I've watched it actually a couple times in recent years. I mean, literally a couple times. It's one of those things when I see it, I stop and I watch it, even if it's on TV. And it is a deplorable movie. It really is. But I just loved the robots in it, the security robots and stuff like that. Even though I didn't like the way they moved, I still liked the way they looked. I really wish Disney would remake this movie. Granted, the story would still really suck, most likely. But the CGI for this would be ultimately cool. It really would. But anyway, this is Max. Another thing is, Max, he's actually, you know, everybody talks about the B9 robot from Lost in Space and Robbie. They are cool robots, and of course, you know, I grew up more so with B9 than I did Robbie. Robbie was a little bit more before my time. But really, dollars to donuts, man, Max is a cooler robot. He really is. I think he's probably the top one, better than the other two. So, anyway, the box is measuring 14 inches tall by 7 inches wide. This is a lot bigger than I expected. As you can see here, we've got the logo for the movie on top here. We've got a picture of a built-up Max here. It talks about it being 11 inches tall on the stand. It's actually molded in color, so if you didn't want to paint this, you don't have to. Of course, that was probably the goal when this first came out, geared towards kids. They could just build it and they wouldn't have to paint it. It's meant for ages 10 to adult, so I think I fit in that range. The sides, we've got some pictures of the movie on here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't sick the copyright Nazis on me for showing this stuff, but there's a movie grab there of Max. Okay, it gives you a little bit of information about the kit right there. What's it say? Multi-sectioned weapons. He had lasers, tools, and cutters, and you know, he did all kinds of things. It would really be cool to make his cutters rotate in here. That'd be really neat. There's another view of him there floating around the command bridge of the Cygnus. On the other side, we've got some more photos. There's actually the Cygnus itself. And Vincent, both of these are also kits in the Black Hole series. I'm actually surprised they didn't have more, like the security guards, or better yet, the Palomino. I don't know why they didn't have Palomino. Palomino would be a really cool kit to have. But there's Max, stuff like that. So that is the box. Let me adjust things and we'll take a look at inside of it, alright? Hang on. Alright, so Max came, it was already open. It wasn't a sealed kit. Has a little smudge on here, but that's okay. But all the parts appear to be in the box. Okay, it's molded in this reddish burgundy color. Actually, the color like this is actually a really nice color. Take a look at the trees here. The first part, I don't know the part count on this, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part sprues. There's a bunch of parts that are down at the bottom, but I'm not going to be able to tell you what all these parts are yet because I really haven't looked at it. but I can tell you right now that this is the base. It's got a nice 3D Cubert laser cut base to it, you know. Okay, you can see that, and it's got Maximillian embossed in the nameplate. You've got the body, the front and back body for Max. Okay, actually, let me put you back here. You can zoom in. Okay, not like a lot of detail. All right, but then again, from the time period, they didn't over detail these things. All right, but I'm not really seeing. Well, there's some flash on it, but nothing that can't be fixed. All right. All right. Another parts tree. I believe this is some of his blades and tools. Here's another one of his blades. I can't speak again for what all these parts are here. I believe these are part of his arms. A lot of the parts had fallen off the sprue, and his kit's been kicking around somebody's, probably multiple houses and basements for quite a few years now, so it's not a big surprise a lot of the parts are off the base. Hopefully they're just off and not missing, because if they're missing, I'm going to be really upset, because even though I got it for a decent price, I'd still be upset that I'm missing parts. Can't readily get new ones. Alright. This actually, these two sprues are basically identical. Almost. Okay, the last of the big sprue here. What I'll do is I'll take some photos and I'll have them at the back end of this video so you can take a close look at the parts if you'd like. Here's part of the base. It's got the hook that's going to make Max hang in his floating position, because Max didn't stand, he floated. There is a whole bunch of extra parts down here, including the visor, which I think is just free floating in a box. Doesn't have a sprue tree for it, but there's a lot of parts down here. I hope they're all there. And then we have his cranium chrome dome head with his visor. It's pretty neat. What I think would be really cool is if you were able to get two of these. You build one as Max, and you could put a bulb in here, and you light up the face in red. And the next one you get like a G.I. Joe head, and put that inside to be what's his name? Oh, what the hell was his name? I forget. Anyway, to be the villain, you know, and you have a light inside there to reflect, and you could see his face staring out like at the last part of the end of the movie. That'd be really cool. G.I. Joe head. But anyway, that's Max. A lot of scuffs and scrapes on the kit. Not that much flash. But again, nothing that can't be fixed. So, that's him. Again, I decided to do the review because not a lot of people... well, again, it's an old kit. Nobody that I've seen has actually done a review. And they're still kicking around, so why not bring it to the forefront so people can get a good look at it, see what all the hubbub's about. Now you can decide if you want to go on eBay and pay $80 to $120 for this kit. To be honest with you, just from what I'm seeing, I don't believe it's worth that. Actually, it's probably not even worth what I paid for it, to be honest with you, but I've got the lowest price I'd ever seen. So... and I really wanted it, so, you know, I guess supply and demand. The demand's out there, you're going to pay for it, but it's probably not, you know, really? $10, probably what it should be worth. You got your instructions. The instructions will tell you 1979 right here by my thumb. there's not a lot of steps in this. We've got 7 steps on just one fold-out sheet. You've got the front. You've got 2 pages here, as you can see, and then another 2 steps on the back, and you're done. That's all there is. It should be a very quick build, but I do understand there's quite a bit of gappage that needs to be fixed on this kit. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm going to have to really see what I can find online in the way of good screen captures and stuff like that, and see if we can accurize it somewhat too, because I want this to come out really good. So take my time. I don't know when I'll build it, but hopefully soon, because it's too cool for school. But anyway, that's the Maximillian kit from the Black Hole. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope it helps you decide if you want to get one or not. And hopefully soon we'll get to building it myself. So till next time, be strong.